Welcome to another episode of Fandom Fights. We are getting towards the end of our Fandom Fights Summer Teams Ladder. No, that wasn't right. Fandom Fights Summer.
It was a ladder. There was a ladder, and it happened in the summer.
I don't fucking know. We're here, and we're getting towards the end of that ladder. We got Guns and Ships is on this rung. They're playing Manhattan Project, who climbed the ladder to get here. Who did they play? They beat Lights, Camera, and Action, right?
Nope, because we all would have been like, oh, again? They played Anyone Can
Cook. Oh, no, Anyone Can Cook. That's who they played. Yeah, they beat them. And that was a great match, and now they're playing Guns and Ships because it's all the Kingsmen here at the end of the ladder. But the winner of this is going to play Dumb Ease, who won that contender match at the beginning of the summer to get here. So it's going to be very exciting. I think either of these teams going up against Dummies would be good. I think both of these teams are in strong positions. Last time we saw Guns and Ships, they were challenging for a title, or no? Did they play after that?
They played for the title at the beginning of the year there.
Yeah, so that was the last time we saw them, but Albert has played for a singles belt since then. Boatman has played in some very, very good singles matches since then as well, beating Jake Marangoni and then losing to Brittany in a very, very close match in round one of the tournament. And then Koho and Scully doing the Koho and Scully thing, always prepped and ready to go. So I think these teams are, it's going to be spooky. Do you have any thoughts before we get into the promos?
Yeah. Tim, I do. No, this is actually very exciting. Manhattan Project just played in a contender match. That's the last time we saw them. Guns and Ships last played in a title match. That's why they are towards the end of the ladder here. It's been a crazy ladder with teams like Galacti's Nuts coming out and going a couple, with Lights, Camera, and Action beating them. Anyone Can Cook beating them. We're on the final rung here, so to speak, because the next match is a contender match against Dummies. I'm very excited, Tim. And like I said, in the last match, it's weird that these teams haven't played each other yet. I feel like they have.
Yeah, no, maybe it's just because we see them yell at each other off screen so much. But I'm very excited to see this. Let's go talk to them right now in the promos.
Yeah, I feel like we've done a pretty good job of trying to avoid this matchup because we don't want to do it. Albert and Boat are a great team. They play great. They do very well. Albert is, we love the boy and his rise, and we love Boatman. Obviously, you guys were a great team. So it'll be nice to play Boatman again in Phantom teams. How do you think? How are you feeling?
I mean, I'm excited. Like, we've played LCA 3 times, but Guns and Ships not once, and I feel like that just feels wrong and weird. But I'm excited that we finally get to play them in the setting. Albert has. I mean, he's player of the year so far, in my opinion. I mean, he's been absolutely on a tear. Boatman's going to do the Boatman thing, but he's still really, really good. He'll get questions like I guarantee you at some point in this match, he will hit a question like none of us are going to know, because that's what he does. But anyway, I'm excited. No matter what, Kingsman gets to the top of that ladder, gets to take out Dummies, and then Rookie Mistake there at the end. So I'm excited. I'm sure they'll be excited. So I say we just do it.
And just make it, man. Let's play.
Hi, Albert. We're the promo people. I'm famously very good at promos. You famously just love to talk so much.
Mm-hmm.
Let's save ourselves the embarrassment and just play the match, huh?
Sounds good to me, Kaleb with a Z. We're playing Kaleb with K and Thomas Scully.
Former member of the team, Mischief Manager. I totally planned to wear this shirt, and it just wasn't the only one that was clean.
Nick.
Yes, Tim.
I can't think of anyone in this community more awkward at times than Kaleb Boatman. But that being said, I thought that was a good call on him for the promo. Say, we're not the people that talk, we're the people that play. Why don't we just play? And then he proceeded to talk for 15 seconds. Thought it was very good. And then I like once again, love the moxie from Kaleb and Scully. So looking forward to this. Any thoughts on the promos before we get into it?
Nope.
Great. How does round number 1 work?
Round number 1 is going to work like this. There's going to be 10 questions around the Fandom Fight. Each individual player will answer each question on the whiteboard. You'll have 15 seconds to write down the answer. At the end of 15 seconds, we will say pens down. You will then reveal your answer and say it aloud. Each correct answer is worth 1 point apiece, and should any individual player get all 10 questions correct in round number 1, they would receive a bonus question. Each team will have 3 repeats, 1 challenge for the entirety of the match. Players, any questions as we get into round number 1?
Let's do it.
All righty, then your first question is going to come in the category of Disney live action. Your question is, the greatest game ever played is about Francis Ouimet winning which major golf tournament?
Have you ever played this sport?
Yeah, once or twice.
I played once. I sucked, and then ever since I've never wanted to play. But Maggie's dad invites me to play a lot. But I've been told that he gets drunk at like 9 a.m. while he's doing it, so I don't think I can handle that. 5, 4, 3. Well, who's lying? I can do it. 1.
I hit a car on my first deal.
Pens down. Boatman, let's start with you.
Oh, I really didn't want you to start with me because I don't think I wrote down a golf thing. I said the U.S. Open. I don't think that's golf.
That is golf, actually.
Okay.
Go to Koho.
The U.S. Open.
Let's go to Albert
I also wrote the U.S. Open.
and Scully.
Yeah, this match is going to be insufferable. I'm so sorry, guys. U.S. Open.
That is correct. So we will get into your next question, which is in the category of Alien versus Predator. How specifically does Nebraska kill himself in 2018's The Predator? I don't totally hate this. There are parts of this movie that are really stupid that I don't like, but I actually think the action scenes are pretty good.
This was the first of this category I saw in theaters, and I remember walking out being like, that's kind of bad.
Yeah, I don't like the guy that chews a lot of gum. 5, 4, 3.
All right, well, fuck you too, then.
1. Pens down. Well, Koho, yeah, is worse.
Yeah.
Let's go to Koho.
I said set himself on fire.
Okay, we will go to Albert.
I said blows himself up.
We will go to Scully.
I believe he slides into the engine turbines of the ship.
And we will go to Boatman.
I said shoot himself.
I think we can only accept Scully's answer. So, into the ship, turbine, engine, whatever you want to say. That is correct. Nick, what's next?
The next question comes in the category of Star Trek. In Star Trek Nemesis, who is Deanna Troi with the first time Shinzon enters her mind?
Do you want Tom Hardy to enter your mind?
Stop giving away details about the movie, Tim.
Do you want Burger King?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I had Hardee's again. They just talked about this the other day. But
You mean Carl's Jr.?
Yeah, exactly. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Albert.
Riker.
Scully.
Riker.
Boatman.
Riker?
And Koho. Riker is correct. So we are all tied up 4-4 as we get into your next question, which is in the category of Planet of the Apes. Actors Jeff Burton and Lou Wagner appear in which Planet of the Apes film? Would you be in one of these movies?
Sure. Like if I could go back in time kind of thing, or like they're making a new one and I can go be
They are making a new one. Actually.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that didn't answer my question, Tim.
A new one. 5,
No.
4. There you go. 3. But an old one? 2.
Yeah.
1. Pens down, Albert. Let's go to Scully.
I said escape from Planet of the Apes.
Boatman.
I said Planet of the Apes 2001.
Koho.
Escape from the Planet of the Apes?
And Albert.
I said Planet of the Apes 2001.
Interesting that you both guessed the same thing. You're all incorrect. We were looking for 1968's Planet of the Apes. So, I have no idea who they are. I'm guessing they're Dodge and that other.
Dodge and Lucius.
There you go. Oh, perfect.
Sure.
All right. So, we are going to get into the next category. What does it make?
The next question will come in the category of YA. What is the first dauntless test that Triss and Christina do together before jumping into the pit in Divergent?
Which faction do you see yourself in?
The fun one.
Fair.
None of them are really fun.
No. 5.
They're all like,
No,
we're gonna
Three,
do
two,
our thing and not
1. Pens down. Amity kind of sounds fun. Let's go to Boatman.
Jump onto a train.
We will go to Koho. Sorry,
I messed up here. I said zip line.
Albert
I said jumps aboard the train.
and Scully.
Yeah, climb onto the moving train.
All
I think,
in.
I think we can accept those 3.
I would agree. I was going to go off what's in the doc, but I think we can accept
Yeah.
those, right? Okay. So
we have
yeah,
jump off of a train, but they do have to get on it first.
Yeah.
so that's fair. So we'll give Manhattan 1 point. Guns and Ships will get 2 points then, and it is 6-5. Is that what you have?
That's what I have.
Okay. So then we will get into your next question, which is in the category of the MCU. Who kills Dreykov in Black Widow? You haven't seen this one, I hear. That's what I heard.
Who told you that? Where'd you hear that? On the street?
Somebody that I know.
Yeah.
Their name is Nico Rigoli.
He's telling you. I told him that.
He tweeted it. I was like, Nico, keep it together. 5,
I told him
4,
that in confidence.
3,
It's like, Nico,
2, 1. Pens down. Let's go to Koho.
I said Yelena.
Albert.
Yelena.
We'll go to Scully
I said Natasha. Damn it.
and Boatman.
I also said Yelena.
Yelena is correct. So Guns and Ships with that takes a 2-point lead. It is 8-6. As we get into the next question, what is it, Nick?
The next question will come in the category of scores and soundtracks. And the question is, who composed the score for The Batman?
It's the first The Batman question.
It's not even in the category. That is
I know, it's crazy.
No,
I
this
did write a question for this movie while I was rewatching it, and it's gonna come soon.
Nice.
And I'm looking forward to it. It was a fun question. Surprisingly, has nothing to do with the character of Batman. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. He's like getting 80% of the movie. Let's go to Albert.
Michael Giacchino.
Scully
Michael Giacchino.
and Boatman
Score of the year, Michael Giacchino.
and Albert.
Michael Giacchino.
Or did I say Albert Koho? Yeah.
Albert sounds
I
10-8 is the score. Everybody sweeps that question as we get into your next one, which is going to be in the category of the Wizarding World. Which Harry Potter film features Harry playing Quidditch during a storm?
Quick, hide it. It's gonna give it away.
Fun fact: this is the last match I will be shooting in this apartment.
Oh, you should punch a hole in the wall.
Unless I move back here at some point. I don't think that's going to happen. 5,
There.
4, 3.
For the title match, you should come back to the people living here and be like,
Pens down. Let's go to Scully
Prisoner of Azkaban.
and Boatman
Prisoner of Azkaban. Sorry.
No, I said Chamber of Secrets.
and Koho
Prisoner of Azkaban.
and Albert.
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Prisoner of Azkaban is correct. So Guns and Ships keeps their lead. It is 11-10.
Yep.
As we get into the next question.
the penultimate question will come in the category of Worlds of DC. The question is, what is Rick Flag trying to get Enchantress to do when she escapes in Suicide Squad?
Not to be confused with the Suicide Squad or
Hey, this is
the Batman.
This is after that match that we just shot earlier. Do your signal for us to escape. Go.
Yeah, there you go.
Nobody
I forgot
gets
about
that
that.
yet.
5, 4,
Kids are gonna love it.
3. But your kids are going to
Repeat the
love it.
question.
What? All right, that's going to be the repeat for Manhattan.
The question again. What is Rick Flag trying to get Enchantress to do when she escapes in Suicide Squad?
I think Marvel should follow DC and start just adding the in front of their titles. So to
The.
just shake it up, the Thor, Love and Thunder.
The Incredible Hulk.
Ooh, 2. Colon
No,
Electric Boogaloo.
You just add the to it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The Incredible Hulk.
5, for The Shang-Chi and the Legend of the 11 Rings. 1, pens down. Let's go to Boatman.
I said Get Out of June.
We will say Koho.
Turn back into June / let her go.
Albert.
I say steal the Enchantress totem.
And Scully.
I said defuse a bomb.
We can't accept any answers. We were looking for place a bomb.
Oh, you gotta be shit.
So place a bomb is what activate a bomb is what we were looking for. So no one hits that one as we get into the final question. Guns and Chips still has the 1-point lead. Your final category is going to be Marvel. And your question is, in Men in Black 3, what does Jay do with an alien's head in order to get that alien to give him information?
You like this series?
Yeah, I do a lot, actually. I think the second one is the worst one. But
Fair.
Oh,
Probably
no,
pretty-
International's probably the worst one.
Yeah.
But just because I do like Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith a lot, so 5, 4. I like this one the best, actually. 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Koho.
I said squeeze a snack.
Albert.
I said blow it up.
Thomas.
I had nothing.
And Boatman.
I feel like I'm mixing it up with the first movie, but I said Shoots It.
All incorrect. We were looking for bowls with it. They're at a bowling alley. And he
Oh, that's right.
throws it right down the lane. So at the end, we have reached the end of round number 1. Manhattan has used 1 repeat. Guns and Chips hasn't used any, and the score is 11-10 in favor of Guns and Chips. Is that what you have?
Correct.
How does round number 2 work?
Round number 2, going to work like this. It is the wheel round. We have 8 Fandom categories as well as spinners and opponent's choice on a wheel. Each team will get a spin at the wheel. If they like what they spin the first time, they can keep it. If not, they can choose to spin again, but they will be forced to keep what they spin the second time. They'll get 5 questions in the chosen category, each worth 2 points apiece, unless you like to check down to multiple choice, in which case they will only be worth 1, and be on the lookout as stealing is available by the other team in round number 2. Your categories on the wheel today are going to be read by Tim.
Scores and soundtracks: Alien vs. Predator, Star Wars, MCU, Disney Animation, Mission Impossible, DreamWorks Animation, and Jimmy B, James Bond. So, Guns and Chips, you're in the lead. Do you want to spin first or defer?
Defer, Albert?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Then this is going to be the spin for the Manhattan Project. It lands on scores and soundtracks. Would you like to keep that or spin again?
I would say keep that.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Nick, you want to go ahead and give Manhattan their questions in scores and soundtracks?
Sure, Manhattan Project, are you prepared for your questions in the category of scores and soundtracks?
Let's do it.
Your first question. What was the first Star Trek film to feature the song Sabotage by the Beastie Boys?
Star Trek 09.
Yeah.
Star Trek 09, final answer.
That's correct. Your points. And the lead. Your second question. Who composed the score for Blade 2?
That's Marco Beltrami.
Yeah, go for it.
Marco Beltrami, final answer.
That's correct for 2 points. Your third question. In Remember the Titans, what James Taylor song is playing during the post-game celebration that leads to Berthier's car accident?
Peace Train.
Go for it.
Peace Train, final answer.
That is incorrect. Guns and Chips, chance for a 2-point steal.
Okay, so I'm trying to think of. It could be. I'm trying to think of like James Taylor songs. Could be How Sweet It Is. I can't think of like. Can you think of the scene?
No, I don't. I cannot.
I've seen Fire and I've seen.
4,
That's not
3,
Your gut.
2.
How Sweet It Is. Final answer.
That is unfortunately incorrect. The correct answer is Fire and Rain.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mixed up Fire and Rain, Peace Train. That was
Sorry.
my bad.
Oh, when Boatman said, I
Sorry,
see
Albert.
fire and I
Lyrics at the
see.
end, and
Sorry,
I would
Albert.
have been
That's all right,
happier than
That's
when
on me,
Albert
buddy.
thought-
I thought that
Yeah,
was
you're
that
good.
was too sad. I thought Fire and Rain was too sad.
I've never been happier than watching Albert's face when Boatman expected him to name James Taylor's song. All right. Getting back into things.
No
Manhattan
steal, we're
Project.
good.
Manhattan Project, back to you. You have 2 more questions remaining. Your next question
Mhm.
in scores and soundtracks. John Lasseter has worked with how many different composers on Pixar films?
Okay, so Newman.
Mm-hmm. And
And
Who else?
Giacchino,
Giacchino for which film?
Cars 2.
Garcia's right. Okay.
And Newman did Cars and the
And-
2 Toy Stories he directed and A Bug's Life. So it's just those 2.
Okay. Then go for it.
Okay.
Or do you want to think a bit more?
4.
No,
2.
2. Final answer.
That was correct for 2 points. All right, your final question. Who composed the scores for Insurgent and Allegiant?
That's
That is Joseph Trapanese.
yeah, go for it.
Joseph Trapanese. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 more points.
Bringing their total up to
I'm glad you said that. I would
18.
say I would say just trapeze.
18.
Oh,
Bringing their total up to 18, Nick?
18.
Okay, 18, and then Guns and Chips at 11 as we bring back the wheel for their spin. So, Guns and Chips, your first spin is in, and it lands on DreamWorks Animation.
Wonder.
You want to keep it, Albert?
Yeah.
All right, we will keep it.
All right, so Guns and Chips, I will give you your questions in DreamWorks Animation.
Mhm.
Gentlemen, are you ready? All right, your first question. In which DreamWorks film does the main character have a watch that can transform them into other people?
That's Megamind.
Yep.
Megamind, final answer.
That was correct for 2 points. Your next question. In the road to El Dorado, what specific position does
Sekal Khan.
Sekal Khan hold in the city of El Dorado?
I don't know like the specific because I know
High
the chief.
priestess.
What? Oh yes. Or
Is it something like
would
that?
priestess? That would be woman, right? Wouldn't it just be high priest?
Oh, high priest.
5,
You want to go for it?
Go.
3,
Let's go with it.
2.
High priest. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
Just real quick, just had a weird fucking flashback moment because in my first ever match I had an El Dorado question, and Tim, you read the question up until the word Sekal Khan, and Koho had to interrupt you and go, Sekal Khan!
Hey guys, your next category is going to be DreamWorks. What does... Oh boy, Koho, you might...
Sekal Khan.
Sekal Khan site.
Just like I just did.
I believe you. That's fucked up.
Go.
All right,
It's like poetry. It rhymes, Nick.
All right, so Guns and Chips, your next question in DreamWorks. In Shrek the Third, which future knight does Shrek mistakenly think is Artie when he arrives at the school?
Lancelot,
Go for it.
because that's John Krasinski. Lancelot, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
The dunk as well.
All right, your penultimate question. Who voices Colonel Cutter, advisor to General Mandible in Ants?
You know who that is, Albert.
Okay.
It's Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken, final answer.
I'm so sorry.
I hate you so much right now.
You let him do that, Tim.
Oh my god. That's 2 points. I just wasn't expecting it.
Can't change the question once we see who spins it.
No, I know. I'm just saying you let him answer with the question.
All right, your final question in DreamWorks, Guns and Chips. Which member of the main group becomes a doctor in Madagascar Escape to Africa?
Melman.
Yep.
Melman, final answer.
Moto likes you. That is correct for 2 points. Guns and Chips strengthening their lead, getting their total up to 21. Nick,
Yep.
is that what you have? So a 3-point game, 21 to 18 as we get into the betting round. How does it work?
Round 3, the betting round, is going to work like this. We have 5 more questions in the realm of Fandom fights. Once you hear the category, each team can decide who will take the question and how much they will bet. The other person will then have to take the second question. They can reset for questions 3 and 4 and can confer on the 5th and final question. They will bet anywhere between 0 and 2 points. If they get the question correct, they will gain those points. If they get the question incorrect, they will lose those points. We will play until someone is mathematically eliminated or we have reached the end of the match. Players, any questions?
Let's do it.
Hit it, Tim.
All right, then your first category you can bet points on is Disney live action. All right, let's get bets starting with Guns and Chips. Who's taking it and how much?
I am 2.
And who's taking it for Manhattan and how much?
I am, and I appreciate that Boatman wrote out 2.
Okay, your question. In The Santa Claus, prior to becoming Santa, Scott Calvin is a salesman who sells what? If I had known more about the sequel to this film, I would have won a specific match. I don't want to bring up. I'm just saying that.
Correct.
Go fuck yourself, Scully. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fence down. No, love you, buddy. Let's go to Boatman
Toys?
and Koho.
Toys.
Both are correct. So it is 22 to
23.
or 23. I'm sorry, 23 to 20. As we get into the next category, what is it, Nick?
It is the category of Star Trek.
Let's get bets, starting with Scully.
2.
All right, and Albert.
2.
Okay, Nick, what's the question?
Your question is, who plays Chancellor Gorkon in Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country? Tim,
I like this film. What?
you've recently discovered a country. What do you name it?
Pennsylvania. 5,
Okay.
4, 3.
Great.
Repeat the question.
All right, it's going to be a repeat for Guns and Ships.
The question again. Who plays Chancellor Gorkon in Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country?
I always thought it was Gorkin.
It could be Gorkin, but I just wanted to enunciate.
Gorkon.
Gorkin.
God.
Gorkon.
God, I love Zachary Quinto.
Zeko Khan.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Is Koho the only one that heard me on that?
I heard you.
Good. Okay. Let's go to Scully
David Warner.
and Albert.
David Warner.
They both got there. That's correct. So 25 to 22. Still a 3-point game. We can reset who takes this question. And the category is, it's my favorite. It's Middle Earth. All right. Who's taking it for Guns and Chips and how much?
I'll be taking it, and 2.
And who's taking it for Manhattan and how much?
Me. I'll go 2.
All right. Same as last time. Here is the question. Whose house do the dwarves take refuge in at the beginning of The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug?
I thought it was Smaug, Tim.
Well, I say Smaug. I've always asked you, are you a Smaug or a Smaug type person? They kind of go back and forth in the film.
Well, from now on, we can say, are you a Gorkon or a Gorkin type person?
Oh, yeah.
You're
You're
correct.
winning about Smaug.
5,
Or a
4,
Gherkin,
3,
like a good
2.
pickle.
1. Pens down. Let's start with Albert
Beorn.
and Scully.
Beorn.
Bayhorn is correct. So 27 to 24. Boatman and Koho have to take the next one. What is the category, Nick?
Category is Tim's other favorite,
God damn
James
it.
Bond. Jimmy B.
All right, let's get bets starting with Koho
2.
and Boatman.
0.
All right, here's the situation, Nick. If Koho hits this, Guns and Chips will have a 1-point lead, and we will move on to the final question. If Koho misses it, Guns and Chips will win to go play in the contender match against Dummies. Nick, what is the question?
Yes.
Question is, which James Bond film features a chase on hovercrafts designed to avoid landmines at the beginning of the film? Have you ever, Tim, been on a hovercraft designed to avoid landmines at the beginning of the film?
If a hovercraft is
What's the capital?
if a hovercraft is a lot of Miller Lite at the Parker family Thanksgiving, then yes, I have done that.
Great.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Kaleb Boatman, we'll start with you because you bet 0.
I said for your eyes only.
And to move on, Kaleb Koho.
I said die another day.
We're moving on to the final question. That is correct. So Koho gets the score up to 26. Guns and Chips remains at 27. There is one question remaining. You can work together on this one. And the category is horror icons. All right, so let's get bets, starting with Guns and Ships
2.
and Manhattan Project.
2.
All right, so here's the situation. Guns and Chips is going to take question 1, but we are first going to give question 2 to Manhattan. If they hit, we will move over to Guns and Chips for their question. If they miss, then Guns and Chips will be the winner. So, Manhattan Project, I will be giving you your question for 2 points in the category of horror icons. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Your question. What does Jason use to kill Axel, the coroner in charge of his body, at the beginning of Friday the 13th, the final chapter?
What does he use? I think it might be a scalpel.
How confident are you?
Look, I'll be honest, it's the first thing that came to mind when I was going over the notes last week. I believe that was one of them in there. Scalpel is like the big thing that came to mind. I'm going to use repeat to think it over a little bit. Repeat the question.
All right, that's your second repeat. What does Jason use to kill Axel, the coroner in charge of his body, at the beginning of Friday the 13th, the final chapter?
What are other options that could even be there? Because I remember the scene, I just don't remember the specifics. I think you're right.
Knife, hammer, ice pick.
I think
I honestly think scalpel's the best bet here.
I think you're right.
You want me to go scalpel?
Yeah, fuck it.
Scalpel, final answer.
And your winners, Guns and Ships. The answer was a saw, a bone saw specifically. Wow, Nick, what a match. Guns and Ships took the lead in round 1, and they just didn't let go the whole time. They played round 3 super smart, but man, really great performance by Manhattan Project as well, who came to play in round number 2, and then were firing on all cylinders until that final question there in round 3. But really great match. What'd you think?
Yeah, no, it was crazy. They're neck and neck in round 1. Really great performances in round 2. And then enough performance by each team to get to the final question in round 3. So that's as good a game as you can ask for out of any teams. I think it was really great. I think these are 2 of the top contending teams playing at the moment. Like, no question about it. And I think we forget that sometimes because of just how often they're around and how often they play and how often the 4 guys on call just are around doing things. Manhattan Project and Guns and Chips should be an epic match, and it was.
Absolutely. So we're going to start with post-match interviews, starting with Manhattan Project. Nick, take it away.
Manhattan Project. This feels eerily similar to our conversations with Lights, Camera, and Action because you all have similar relationships with all the people in your faction. Albert and Boatman are a good team. They challenged for the title twice. They're very good. You guys are a good team also, and they had to play a great game to beat you. You made it all the way to the final question. How are you feeling about the match today? You played great.
I played awful in round 1. I'm not going to make excuses. I don't have any excuses to give. I dropped the ball super bad in round 1. Really slow start for me. I missed too many questions in that round, and that's something I can't do. So if I want us to beat Guns and Ships or Dummies or any other great team, I gotta play better than 1. So I'm glad the bond watch paid off. I'll say that. I was very nervous on that question. But yeah, other than that, I think we did well in scores and soundtracks. I think we did well the rest of the match. This loss is on me again.
I hate horror icons with every passion of my heart. So yeah, it's about how it goes. It's kind of like Groundhog Day, same shit, same kind of day, and I am just tired of it. So it's about where I'm at right now. How are you guys doing?
I think we're doing okay. No one ever asks us, Tim.
That's true.
I think we're doing all right. Scully, not to bury the lead, but also because everyone on this call already knows it's happening, you could be the singles champion right now. So who knows if it's the same shit, different day. Like that, at any given day, a wrench can be thrown into anything. So I don't think this is the end for Manhattan Project. I think we will definitely see you all again, especially in the tournament at the end of the year, which I don't know we've officially announced that, but hey, there's going to be a tournament at the end of the year. Manhattan Project's going to be in it. So we're looking forward to that. You guys still played one heck of a match. You had a heck of a performance in the ladder overall. And we'll see you guys next time.
Yep.
As we bring in our winners today. Guns and Ships. I don't know why, you guys, but every time you win, you seem surprised. Yeah, you played fantastic. You outpaced them just a little bit in each round, and that's all you need to do to win a game. So you played fantastic. You're going on to your fourth number one contender match, I believe. Yeah, there was the first one, and then the end of the tournament last year, and then the one at the beginning of this year, and now this one. So your fourth number one contender match, Guns and Chips. You're going up against dummies, but first, how do you feel about how you played today?
Good. You know, you say we're always surprised. I mean, you've got two unconfident people on a team together. So, like, we're always going to be a little surprised. But, like, that's the thing, is I've said it before and I'll say it again. Like, I feel like the collective unconfidence makes us both more confident because we want to be confident for the other person. It's this weird, like, loophole in, like, my anxiety that will make me confident. Like, I don't know about, like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I feel really good about how we did in the betting round, which normally I don't.
Yeah.
Normally betting round is like my kryptonite. And I really like how we navigated the betting round. We navigated the heck out of round 2. Albert was killing it in round 1. Like, I feel really good about how we play. And Albert was just out there, right? Like, I was betting your zero. Like, I was serviceable, but Albert was just killing it. Like, great job, man.
No, I mean, you gave me the confidence needed for that round 2 in the DreamWorks round. And like you said, negative, like math, negative and negative become positive. So, negative confidence becomes positive. And yeah, the round 3, like you said, that's usually where we rely on Koho. So I was really nervous going through the round 3 in a close game. I was like, oh, maybe this is where we're going to go downhill. But luckily, we were able to bet smart enough and get the questions right. Yeah, I'm looking forward for that contenders match.
Awesome. Love it. You guys played great today. Congratulations. We'll see you in the contender match at the tippity top of the ladder. Tim, I believe, Wookiee Mistake will have to play a team that they beat to get their belts originally. It was dummies, and then
That's true.
In the contender, and then Guns and Chips in the title. So
That is
either
true.
way, we
Didn't
got a
even think
great
about
match coming up. Why don't you put a bow on this one?
Yeah, no, I didn't even think about that. That's totally accurate. And this was a great match. Both teams played lights out. It just comes down to that last question. It's a tough question, but I think Guns and Chips really proved why they're a top contending team. I look forward to the match against dummies. I think it's going to be a great one. So thank you to both teams. Thank you to Nick for writing this one, and we will see you guys real soon with that contender match. Next week, maybe? I don't know. We'll see it next week. Yeah, next week.
Yeah.
We'll see you then.
Cool.
Bye.
We are so glad you came. Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye now. Bye. Bye-bye.
And again, that's the hero gig. Part of the journey is the end.
Goodbye, old friend.
Kitty has to go.